Back in 2011, President Obama decided against releasing photos of Osama bin Laden's body because their graphic nature, they worried, would incite further violence. There are graphic photos of Sinwar's corpse out there. I cannot show them on the broadcast. Alone, are you surprised that those photos are out there? What do you make of that?
First of all, thank you for not showing them. I was looking at them throughout the day as well. Um, there's a couple of things to make of that. One is that unlike the decision that was made by President Obama back after the death of bin Laden, this is in an ongoing war. So that is different. That, you could say was maybe an ongoing war against Al Qaeda, but essentially that was a military raid that was carried out actually in Pakistan, not even in Afghanistan. um, it was a lot more controlled. It was planned, it was designed, and there was also time to think. In this case, what happened is in the midst of war, three militants were killed. A drone later, the next day, this actually all happened on October 16th. The next day, a drone came in and photographs. They said, wait a minute, is that who we think it is? And only then did they try to excavate the body, which was very difficult because the building was in fact booby-trapped with a lot of explosives. Then IDF soldiers came in. Then the body was taken back for identification. All this is a lot less controllable. It's not a mission that you thought out what is going to be, what is going to be the outcome, how it's going to be. So I'm not surprised that there was not a lot of thought put in to controlling the spreading of images at that point. Another facet is the images were very likely disseminated by IDF soldiers on the ground. They were not disseminated by official channels. That also matters. The elite unit that carried out the raid on bin Laden's compound was made up of specially trained, highly professionalized soldiers, whereas here, the IDF has very trained and specialized soldiers, but this was not the most commando elite unit. This was actually a unit of trainee officers that is operating within the Gaza Strip. It's just a lot harder to control. I don't think that there was any decision to actually disseminate those pictures. I think it was much more done spur of the moment by some soldiers. That said, I'm not sure that if decisions were taken, that it wouldn't have been decided in the interest of sort of crushing Hamas morale and lifting Israeli morale, that the images wouldn't have been disseminated. While we see, or while the comparison that you drew to the decision of Obama and bin Laden is true, we also remember images of Saddam Hussein, who, for no apparent reason, not only was he shown after he was arrested, he was shown having his teeth examined for no reason, right? You could have equally shown him having a mugshot behind bars, showing him having his teeth, his mouth pried open and his teeth being examined was a way to say, you, our arch enemy, we're going to publicly display you now. So different countries have decided different things on what to do with images of, their sort of arch nemesis. I'm not going to say what's right or wrong. I'm going to say I'm not sure a decision was actually made here to lead to this, but if a decision was made, I'm not sure it would have been different.